If you want to know the best spots to level up fast in early to mid game, you are in the right place. I've spent dozens of hours hunting and optimizing these 6 early farming methods, so ultimately I can give you the fastest and most efficient spots that will not waste your precious time. Following these methods will let you earn as much as 164k to a whopping 183k of Red Mercuries per hour for your leveling needs. Like for example, the best spot in Chapter 1 or before Cloudspire is the Shoe Sanctum spot, which will allow players to farm gremlin-like targets, and each of these enemies drops a whopping 600 Red Mercury per kill. 600 is a lot in Chapter 1, making this spot the best place to grind if the final boss of Chapter 1 is giving you a hard time. The starting point for this spot begins in Shoe Sanctum Shrine, which you can't miss since it is part of the main story. However, you need to unlock a specific shortcut to access this method, and I'm not going to cover how to unlock the shortcut in this guide since I've already covered it in my earliest farming spots video. So I suggest checking the video out in the description or by clicking the card here, so you will know the best and earliest spots as well if you just started the game and want to farm right away. Since this whole guide covers early to mid game spots, I will not be requiring a specific build since you can pretty much use any setup you want. But just in case you are interested in the one that I am using, I am showing it on the screen right now. Keep in mind that we'll be using almost the same build for all of the spots here with little changes. But the key factors to make this build work is the Lashing Whip, which is the staple weapon for this build because of its absurd range. Temperance equipped with a Bone Flame Needle is a must to streamline most of the process. If you are a longsword user like me, slot in the Crescent Moon Discipline along with its upgrade. Its variant to upgrade allows you to imbue your sword with fire element when performing the discipline. Level 33 is not required to access this method, it's just that I recorded the footage late. You can pretty much start this method with any level, but make sure you are always on max madness or above 90% madness threshold. I have a lot of reasons why you need 90% max madness, and the first thing is you will be getting more Red Mercury per hour since 90% madness increases Red Mercury drops. You will be stronger as well because you have more damage multipliers in exchange for your damage mitigation being lowered. Your runs will be faster because you are way stronger, plus you don't really need defense during farming runs. You need Feather Pearls more than anything else if you want to gain the highest Red Mercury gains per hour, since this item allows you to reset your run by teleporting you back to the previous shrine you visited without the need to interact with it. So your runs will be significantly faster. However, I am greatly advising you to hold off using it for now unless you have tons of Feather Pearls for later use, since it is best to use Feather Pearls in the actual mid-game spots and you'll be getting a lot of value per use. What I advise instead is to earn and farm as many Feather Pearls as you can, because I will ask you to use a lot of Feather Pearls in the next video, which are the best mid-game spots. On the other hand, this video will teach you how to farm Feather Pearls in some of the spots that I will be showing, so you will have lots of them for later use. Now the important stuff is out of the way, starting the actual method for the Shoe Sanctum spot. Start the run by accessing the nearest exit, passing the merchant Wuchang. 2 soldiers are fighting on the streets and take them out for the additional gains. Access the shortcut you need to unlock first and navigate the village proper. And once you pass the first stone staircase, head to the right and follow the straightforward pathway in here. Not for long, you'll be seeing the actual targets located at the end of this alleyway. Before you approach them, temper your weapon with fire and start taking out the non-reddish gremlin first. The kill strategy is pretty straightforward, just take out every target with 2 light attacks. Then use either the skill or the discipline of the weapon. These are enough to kill all of the targets here. There are a total of 4 targets in here, 1 normal gremlin and 3 reddish gremlins. Once all the targets are dead, head back to the shrine to reset the run, rinse and repeat. With a straight farming method, each run lasts around 1 minute and 15 seconds with reset loading times included and gives you 2400 Red Mercury per run. Do this consistently for an hour and we are looking at a whopping 115k worth of Red Mercury gains per hour. And that is a lot for a super early spot that you can access. Not to mention the additional gains from the Red Mercury roots that all of the enemies here drop. Just to demonstrate the power of Feather Pearls, doing this method with a said item gives you an almost 161k Red Mercury per hour, but again, I highly suggest saving your feathers for later use. The Cloudspire Outskirts Undead spot will allow you to farm a decent amount of Red Mercury and also Feather Pearls by killing feathered monsters that spawns endlessly. I'll be showing you how to locate the exact spot, but we are going to start at Snowy Passage Shrine. You are not going to miss the Hillswatch Village Shrine since it is part of the main scenario, and navigating the village is pretty straightforward as well until you find the Snowy Passage Shrine. Let's now locate the actual spot starting from the Snowy Passage Shrine. Head straight ahead past the village gate and through the nearby village arc. Take a sharp left turn and follow the straightforward path in here that will eventually lead you to a long stone staircase. The Cloudspire area is filled with endless amounts of landmines, so watch your steps as you go. Past the huge dead tree near the stone staircase that you are following, take a right turn and head straight past to the nearby houses. Not for long, you'll be seeing the actual spots and the key enemies will start to spawn. But before diving into it, activate the nearby shrine first, which is the Cloudspire Outskirts Shrine. No significant changes were made to our farming build, but I suggest changing your armor set to a high frostbite resistant set so you don't need to use spicy soup in all of the cold areas that I'm going to show you later on. I'm wearing a mixed set to resist frostbite, and the pieces are Zenwu hairpin, Dirty Militia clothes, Palace Maid bracelet, and Golden Bandit leg wraps. If you don't have these pieces, just wear whatever frostbite resisting pieces you have. You can use any range spell that you want, and in my case, I am using the Burning Flames. But Vorpal Blade is a cheap alternative and will do the job just fine. The item Spicy Soup, which can give you immunity to frostbite, can be bought from Wuchang in the Snowy Passage if you prefer not to change your armor set. But keep in mind that's 100 Red Mercury per piece, and the effect resets as well every time you reset your farming runs. Starting for the actual shrine, walk towards the glowing branches and the feathered enemies will start to spawn. The key here is killing them quickly while they are coming out from the ground to stop them from charging at you. These monsters love to jump at you and explodes, so if you fail to kill them quickly, just wait for them to jump at you, then do a perfect dodge or dodge it normally. These monsters only require 2 hits to die, so don't stress it too much. What I usually do for fun is I use my range spell to take out the ones that spawn far from my current location, so I have a little bit of diversity in terms of strategy. Since these monsters spawn without limits and drop 50 Red Mercury per kill, expect around 8k worth of Red Mercury per 10-minute run. I farmed for an hour without interruptions and got around 49k worth of Red Mercury. Keep in mind as well that there's a mechanism that can burn the glowing branches that spawns these monsters. So if you want to keep them from coming, I suggest not burning the glowing branches, at least for this spot. But Samurai, the gains are lesser compared to the previous spot. How is this good? I hear you asking, my dear viewer. Well, the main reason this spot is included is that you can easily use this spot to farm feather pearls as well while you are gaining Red Mercury on the side. These enemies are feathered type enemies, so your madness actually drops the longer you do this method. So when your madness level is super low, head to the shrine and get more feather pearls and pile them up for later use. Starting from now, make it a habit to always buy feather pearls when maxing out your madness, and it will pile up soon enough. If you're getting value so far, subscribe to the channel. Liking the video and engaging in the comments helps me a lot. Join our Discord server and discuss role-playing games such as this, and I appreciate your support. The Cloudspire Outskirts Brawling spot will allow the player to farm easy Red Mercury by checking out fighting Rebel and Feather type enemies near the location of the previous spot. So the good thing is, we'll be starting from the Cloudspire Outskirts Shrine that we just activated. No changes were made to the actual build, so I'll be diving straight to the actual method. From the key Cloudspire Outskirts Shrine, turn to your right and follow the narrow pathway that will eventually lead you to 3 feathered enemies and 1 rebel who are fighting. As soon as you get in range, take them out by doing 2 light attacks and 1 weapon skill. Dodge forward and follow the pathway until you reach a wooden scaffolding with a ladder. Skip the ladder by jumping on the lower section of the area, and as soon as you touch the ground, turn to your right. And past the tent and a tree, quickly head to your left, accessing the lower part of the area. Head straight until you reach the spot of the 2 rebels and the 4 feathered enemies that will soon clash. Take out the rebels first with our usual attack rotation and apply the same strategy to our feathered enemies. Once all of the targets are dead, head to the nearby steep slope and find another feathered enemy that you can take out. Follow the steep slope and you will find the last feathered enemy, and you can take it out with a ranged spell of your choice. After taking out the last target, Follow the steep slope and it will eventually lead you to the shrine to reset the run. Rinse and repeat. Each run lasts around 1 minute and 16 seconds with reset loading times included, and gives you almost 2600 Red Mercury per run. Do this method consistently in an hour and we are looking at a great amount of almost 122k Red Mercury gains per hour, not counting the Mercury root and budding that you can get as drops, so you can expect around 130k plus of Red Mercury per hour if you count on the drops. Things will go spicier from here, and the Cloud Spire Rebel Camp method will allow you to hunt rebel fighters in a feathered tree. These soldiers provide a decent amount of Red Mercury while the tree provides tons of them. Yes indeed, this is still in Cloud Spire and we need to unlock the key shrine for this spot. Starting from the Cloud Spire Outskirts Shrine, head past the spot where the undead enemies are spawning. Then take a sharp right turn inside the nearby structure and access the ladder to access the second floor of the building. Head outside the structure and take a right turn. And soon you will notice a destroyed hut where there's a ladder that you need to access. You are in the right direction if a bandit holding a fork and a shield attack you. Pass the ladder, be careful stepping on mines, and as you can see, I stepped on one. Head straight until you reach the narrow passage that will lead you eventually to the rebel camp. You are in the right direction if you see a bandit with a sword roaming around and a rebel exposing its back to you. You are now entering the rebel campgrounds, and once the path splits into two, you will find two rebels in here behind cannons, so head past them. Near the two bandits location, find a short ladder that you can use to find the key shrine for this method. Heading straight to the actual method after this, since there were no changes made to the build aside from my level, which was around level 34 to 36, which doesn't really matter that much. Starting from the actual shrine, drop down to the lower area and hit the rebel on your left with 2 light attacks and a crescent moon skill. This is enough to take out both targets, and once they are dead, access the nearest steep slope near you to access the upper area of this spot. Destroy the wheelbarrow that is blocking your way and you will see the final target in this method. Before you approach it, temper your weapon with fire to increase your damage since this enemy is weak to fire. Wait for it to dunk its arms into the ground and dodge the 2 emerging root attacks from the ground. Then hit it with 2 light attacks, 3 button presses of the crescent moon skill, then finish the target with a light attack. This combo is enough to take out the dead tree anyways. Head back to the shrine by just following the same spot you took to reset the run, rinse and repeat. Each run lasts around 1 minute and 10 seconds with reset loading times included and gives you 3k worth of Red Mercury per run. Doing this method consistently in an hour and we are looking at almost 160k worth of Red Mercury gains per hour, not counting the Mercury item drops in the equation. In case you are wondering, there's one rebel and a bandit that you can take out on the other side of the 2 rebels, but I suggest not bothering with them since I ran the calculation with these 2 guys and you will be scoring 5k less worth of Red Mercury per hour compared to my optimized method. The Snowfall Palace is one of the best spots in the early game, which allows you to hunt a headmistress and a lower servant that drops a lot of Red Mercury near a shrine's location. This method is simply efficient and fast if you prefer shorter methods. The Snowfall Palace shrine is going to be our starting point for this run, and no need to pinpoint it since you can't miss the shrine when progressing in the area, and not to mention there's a boss fight near its location. The method is pretty straightforward. From the shrine, head to the lower part of the area. At the end of the stone staircase, you will find our key targets for this spot. Before you approach them, make sure to temper your weapon with fire and walk slowly towards the headmistress first. Pull off a fully charged heavy attack to stagger the mistress and hit her with 1 light attack before finishing this enemy with an obliterate move. The lower servant can be taken out with just 2 light attacks, and once she's dead, head back to the shrine to reset the run, rinse and repeat. With a lightning fast clear time of 39 to 41 seconds and gives you almost 1800 Red Mercury per run and possible Mercury sprouts. Do this method for an hour and we are looking at a whopping 164k worth of raw Red Mercury per hour, not counting the Red Mercury that you can gain from the sprouts, and you are scoring way more than 164k Red Mercury per hour. If you find the previous spot crazy, nothing beats the Mort Grotto Mining Road spot, which can give you more than 183k worth of Red Mercury per hour. This will allow you to hunt feathered enemy miners in a tree on a specific and efficient route. Locating the key shrine for this spot is actually pretty tricky. Teleport your way back to the Cloudspire Outskirts Shrine, and facing the shrine, head to your right and follow the same track where the 3 feathered enemies and a rebel are fighting. Skip them for now, and eventually you will find the wooden scaffolding and access the lower part of the area by jumping on it. Facing the cliffs, there's a wooden scaffolding in here that will break and lead you to the lowest part of the area. A magic circle will then save you from the fall damage and help you find and activate the shrine near your location. Again, no changes in the build, so proceeding to the actual method. From the Mort Grotto Shrine, head to the nearest cave entrance to access the mining spot. Kill the first miner in here with 2 swings and move on. Then kill the next 2 feathered enemies, hitting the first one with light attacks and dodging the second enemy's charge attack when it explodes. Temper your weapon with flames and hit the sleeping tree carefully with 1 light attack and dodge away. So by the time it emerges, you'll be safe from getting knocked back. Hit it with 3 light attacks and a crescent moon skill combo to easily take the target out. And of course, if you are using a different weapon type, adjust your strategy accordingly. Here is the nearest miner with 2 swings, and do the same on the other one. The last target here is the Coffin Undead, and once it's dead, head back to the shrine to reset the run, rinse and repeat. Now there are other miners in the next area, but I don't suggest killing them. You are much better off sticking to my method. It shall last around 1 minute and 15 seconds and gives you an insane 3,800 Red Mercury per run, while having the chance to get Mercury shoots and buddings. Do this consistently for an hour and we are looking at a mind-blowing 183k plus worth of Red Mercury per hour, and that's a lot for early to mid-game progress. If you count the Red Mercury drops, you are expecting to get more than 190k from this spot alone. Farm to your heart's content and level up your characters accordingly. But what if you just started a game and are looking for the best and earliest spots to farm? Click on this video and I will catch you on the next one.